Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. In today's video, I'm going to be working on week 38 in my 2018 Project Life album. For this week, I am using a combination of my September Stories by the Month kit from 2018, so the physical kit, in addition to my Stories by the Year kit from Allie Edwards. I have gone through my stash and pulled out some of my chipboard that I just have from a variety of kits. I believe some of these were from a different September Stories by the Month kit, and some of them are from the Together Story kit. I'm not exactly sure which comes from which, but I've just pulled them out depending on their sentiments and their colors. And then I've also got some of these heart cardstock stickers. These were from the Gratitude Story kit, and then my older Stories by the Month September stamp sets as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get my entire week laid out here on the table. We're going to do some stamping, embellishing, all of that good stuff. I'll talk you through my process in addition to the stories that I'm documenting for this week. And then once I've got the spread done, we'll slow back down and finish off our video for today. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's begin by going ahead and getting all of these cards laid out here on my table. So again, I have been working on batch processing a lot of these layouts where I get everything printed, and whether that's journaling and photos, and then I set them into an envelope to put together later. So what I will often do is print out one of my project planning sheets in the 12 by 12 size here, and then just jot down and make notes of where I want all of these cards to go. So that way, when I do pull it out later to put together, I can just simply look at that to verify where all of the cards and photos are going to go in the particular layout. So to get started on embellishing, first I'm taking my weekly card, which I chose the yellow color because there is a lot of yellow in the remaining cards, but then also there is some yellow in the photos as well. We had gone to get some brunch at a local bakery where a lot of their inside is yellow, and then just a lot of the summary cards just have yellow in them, so that seemed to make sense for me. I added my date stamping into the empty space, and then I'm working to figure out how I want to separate the dates, and I decided I really like the way that the little starburst cork piece looks in the middle. Those cork pieces are from the Laugh Story Kit. They were ones that I had set aside because they were very neutral, so I knew that I could use them on any type of layout, and this one just it seemed to work really nicely for this. So I've got the really small one in between the two dates, and then I took one of the bigger ones and I cut it in half. So half of it is going on the side edge of a 6x4 photo, and the other half is going on the bottom edge of another 6x4 photo. It gives me a little bit of room in the middle of them to add some of the chipboard pieces, which I think is a fun way to layer up on those photos. So it's just, figuring out which ones I like the sentiment the best, and then which ones also have the best spatial relation when it comes to the cork piece as well. Then for my remaining 4x6 photos, at least I believe all of them, I'm going to find another chipboard piece that I can add on to help bring a little bit more context to that photo. So for example, there's the photo in the upper right-hand corner from a bachelor party for my brother-in-law. And I put on their weekend adventure because it was a weekend adventure. It's funny story. It's the only photo I have from their bachelor party. And it's a really good one after they did an escape room as one of their events. Then I've got a couple photos from going to the park. So there's one of Izzy in the swing, one of me pushing her in a stroller, and then one of the two of us where we're just looking at ducks and whatnot. So it was crazy because next week, when I do next week's spread, is the week that I actually have Jonah. He came a little bit early, not like crazy early, but a little bit earlier than his due date. And we were really lucky that it didn't happen this week when Aaron was gone, because that would have been pretty awful for him to not even be home when I go into labor. So it's interesting to look back at this and remember that, yeah, that was less than a week before we had our son that he went on that trip, which was on the other side of the state. So just wild. everything, I feel like everything all happened all at once, and it just is crazy to look back on the craziness of that, just how busy we were. So I am going ahead and committing to putting down those starburst pieces. I'm adding double-sided adhesive behind the starburst in order to get them down on the photo. And then any of the chipboard piece that interacts with the edge, I'm also trimming off. So I did that on the little tiny circle one, and then I'll do it again on the chipboard circle at the bottom on that starburst. Then for the 3x4 photos, I'm just adding a tiny phrase sticker that is white text or black with white text on top of one of these smaller heart cardstock stickers, and then I'm sticking that down onto the photo. I think the only photo that is unaccounted for story-wise is the one of Aaron and Izzy playing in a arcade room, which is at a local restaurant here in town. We went out for dinner, and then they went to the back room and played some games. And then I also have a random picture of Izzy with some fuzzy kitty ears on, which I feel like I could probably pull a picture of her with cat ears from every year of her life. She's always gravitated towards cats and just wants to pretend to be a cat all the time. So it's just kind of a fun thing there. All right, so I am just going to add on this last one down here. This is where I will add it on top of the cork piece, and then I will trim off the piece that hangs off of it, and then we'll add some double-sided adhesive to the back and then stick that down on the photo. So yes, a fun week of memories to document here. I actually am surprised that I was able to get so much writing on here, which I will also mention that I did start keeping a journal in the summer of 2018. So as I have been going back in time to complete these spreads, I do have a journal to reference for at least half of the year in terms of the memories and the things that I wanted to make sure to record when putting together these layouts. All right, friends, that completes my spread for this week. I really, really love the addition of the cork pieces to give this a little bit of extra texture on the page, and then layering up the hearts and those tiny phrase stickers across all of the middle photos. I just think it was nice to give everything something a little bit extra, but not to take up too much visual space with embellishments, and just really letting those photos shine this week. I hope that you enjoyed seeing this spread come together, and I hope that this inspires you to tackle one of your unfinished projects. See if you can pull it off of the shelf this week and just get one thing done. Sometimes that is the hardest thing to do, is to just take that very first step. All right, friends, well, I will be back again next week with another spread in my 2018 Project Life album. Until then, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and I will catch all of you in next week's videos. Bye, friends.